everyone, and welcome back to Mikey Reacts. I'm Mikey, or Mike, however you want to call me, but today this is not a reaction video. If this is your first time discovering this channel, there are plenty of reactions on this channel, but today is more of a top 10 list, or not a top 10 list, but today we are doing 10 of the most beautiful national parks in the United States. Guys, there are hundreds of national parks in the United States. I dare to say even thousands, I'm not too sure, but I've got a list of 34 that I would like to visit first. And this is number 1 through 10 for me. Of course, I am missing a few on here, like a lot of national parks in California, such as or even like Yellowstone National Park. But these are not necessarily in order, but these are 10 of the most beautiful national parks in the United States that you need to visit. And I've got a list, guys, and as soon as I move over to the United States, every single vacation that I take, probably for the next 2 or 3 years, is going to be to a US national park. I've been only to the Grand Canyon. So today, this is my top 10 list, or not my top 10 list, but 10 of the most beautiful. So let's get to it. We're going to start with number 1. Number 1 is New River Gorge, and that is in West Virginia. Guys, if you look, you can see it right now. If you guys ever been to this place, you know it is absolutely gorgeous. It's actually the newest national park the United States actually has, and it was only created as a national park in 2020. So it's in the Southern Appalachian Mountains in Lansing, West Virginia, that is. And honestly, the sunrises there are meant to be amazing. You can see the New Gorge River, the bridge. There's so many hiking routes and even river rafting for everyone to do. But it is like you see, there is one in is it Utah, or Big Bend. It is very much like that. It's on, well, you can see the bends of the river, and they're absolutely amazing. The difference is they're not obviously desert, they are lush with greenery, and it looks beautiful. I'm gonna put some videos and stuff like that whilst I'm talking. That is number 1. Number 2, guys, is Canyonlands National Park, Utah. This is really like Old West. I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of filming done here for like old Western movies, because this is like the epitome of what you imagine of the Wild West, you know? Look at these pictures, guys, absolutely gorgeous. Just miles and miles stretching of absolute beauty. And it's the largest national park in Utah, right? And obviously the scenery is ridiculously famous because it's so beautiful. It's like beautifully carved canyons and boulders and rocks. And I can't remember what the names are of those stones that reach up high into the sky, you know. Yeah, they're like needles, you know. You can see them like across the sky, and absolutely, it looks like an amazing skyline when you're there. So yeah, I mean, this national park was carved out by the Colorado River. So this would have been probably a riverbed at some point, and you just see the curves and the uneven, ragged land. It's absolutely gorgeous. I can only imagine when you're standing there and you're seeing the sunrise over this amazing scenery. That is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely, you see the classic red rock. Number 3 is North Cascades National Park. Guys, look how green this is. You can see the are they pine trees? Well, I don't know. It's full of glaciers, and the forests are just lush and green. Yeah, so this is North Cascades. This is in Washington State, and it has like such a large variety of terrain. Such a large variety of terrain. You know, you can go climbing, hiking, and it's full of parks, like lakes, and scenery, beautiful, an amazing environment for fishing, bird watching, whatever it might be that you're into, or just really standing in that vast wilderness. You know, how you can imagine the kind of wilderness, right? Like in the old, like in the old frontier, you know. Number 4, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's a Spanish. Saguaro National Park, Arizona. Like, this is absolutely gorgeous. Just don't forget about the mountains, but you can also see, like, it's almost like there's fields of cactuses or cacti, lots of like greenery and brush. And I can imagine as well, like, I've got one picture here, there's loads of clouds, but I can imagine like when the sun is again shining, it's going to be hot, but when it's rising and it's setting, you can probably imagine it's going to be like a nice orange hue to it because of the sand. It's absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, this is equally beautiful as like Colorado and Utah, the national parks there. It said, now one of the websites that I have here, it is said that this is the picture perfect American West. Apparently even Taylor Swift is a fan. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I can imagine, you know, you can see it, the cactuses and the hills and the valleys and the amazing scenery and the wide open sky. Absolutely gorgeous, guys. I would really love to visit this. Number 5, the Channel Islands National Park, California. So this is interesting. It looks like it might be in the water. So so it's 5 islands off the coast of Ventura. So it's a must visit for any sea life lover. Apparently it's full of sea life, amazing things to see. I'm pretty sure you can go diving there. You can go whale watching, that's amazing. And you can view hundreds of seabirds. Seabirds I find really fascinating myself. It has 145 native species that can't be found anywhere else in the world. Not only the United States, but anywhere else in the world, you cannot find these species, guys. So if you're into that kind of stuff, sea life, ocean life, and just, you know, if you're kind of an amateur marine biologist, you really get excited by these kind of things, this is the place to you. Take a trip to California. Channel Islands National Park is the one for you. Now this one is one that I would really love to see because I have never seen the Northern Lights. If you've seen the Northern Lights, or if you're from Alaska or from the very northern states of America or even Canada, let me know down in the comments because it is something that I've always wanted to see. So this is Voyageurs National Park in Minnesota. It absolutely looks incredible. It's somewhere that I think you should camp out at night, and that's probably what I will do. I don't think there'll be too many critters, but you will want to watch out for bears and stuff like that, and moose for sure. But this is known for its island spotted lakes, so you've got plenty of large lakes, little islands throughout, sculpted rock gardens, and apparently done by an artist called Jack Ellsworth. And yes, the Northern Lights, guys. The Northern Lights are present at the Voyageurs National Park, and it's perfect for both city escapists and camping pros. Again, I'm not a camping pro, but I do like a good few nights away camping. It really takes away from the stress of life, and it's situated right near the Canadian border in International Falls, Minnesota. And this is like pristine wilderness. It's a spectacle all year round, absolutely beautiful, and exactly what you're looking for if you want to get away from all forms of human civilization. So that was number 6. Okay, and number 7 is CONGAREE National Park, South Carolina. That won't be too far away from me where I'm gonna be. Living, of course, is still like an hour or so flight, but that's absolutely fine. So it's just outside South Carolina's capital city, and it boasts the nation's largest expanse of intact old growth. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming like old forest. That's pretty amazing considering that obviously the East Coast was the first place that was settled, and the fact that it's still standing and it wasn't cut down is pretty amazing. Bottomland forest with some of the tallest trees you'll find in the eastern states. That's amazing, guys. You know, when you see these old 100, 200, 300-year-old trees, it's absolutely impressive. And if you look at some of the pictures that I'm showing right now, like you will see, like it is somewhere you want to go. If you like the wilderness, if you like the forest, like me personally, I love being out in the forest. You can see these trails that lead God knows where. You can probably walk for hours and hours, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. This is the place for you. And let's move on to number 8. I've heard of this one. Haven't seen that many pictures. I think I've seen 1 or 2, but it is somewhere that I really want to visit, and that is Big Bend National Park, Texas. So, nice. So with ruins of old ranches, natural hot springs, and the entire Chisos mountain range, the million-acre of Big Bend National Park is Southwest Texas is for history buffs and spa seekers alike. Oh man, so if there's old ruined ruins of old ranches, that is right up my street. That is where I want to visit because I love that old Western Texan kind of cattle drive culture, the whole cowboy culture. That's what I grew up with, and I fell in love with it from a young age. I started riding horses as I grew older, and I absolutely love that culture. And actually probably to be able to go into look around an old ranch, maybe look around, I don't know if there'd be any old towns there, that would be absolutely incredible. But I've heard that Big Bend is meant to be absolutely beautiful, very reminiscent of Western national parks as opposed to Eastern ones. So pretty amazing. Let's go to number 9. Oh yeah, of course, sorry, don't forget to have a look at some of these photos or research it for yourself if you want to visit. This is definitely a place to go, and I definitely will be going in the next couple of years, that's for sure. All right, what we've got. Oh, this one looks incredible. This is number 9, Carlsbad Caverns National Park, New Mexico. This essentially, I think, are a series of caves, and there's a trail that's been carved out throughout them. There are railings for safety, of course. If you're going to take your kids, you want to keep them safe inside these caves, but you've got those big stalagmites that come down from the roof of the cave. Let's see what this says. So take a journey underground with New Mexico's Carlsbad Caverns, made up of more than 100 caves, yeah? Okay, visitors can marvel at the hanging stalagmites, or stalactites, sorry, and the expansive big room. Man, that's awesome, because, like, you know, when you think of a cave, you think of a pretty small cave, not much room to move around, but this looks like a grand hall. And look at the lights, look at the lighting. Is that natural? Let's see. Not a fan of the dark, no problem. The park also features a winding desert dive with picturesque views. Desert drive, sorry. Okay, cool, so you can go on a desert drive and have a look at amazing views. It's not just all underground in caves, but it looks as though in these caves they might have put some lights in there so you can see the amazing beauty. The colors look absolutely amazing. It almost looks like a blue or greeny hue. I'm putting some pictures up here so you guys can have a look, but it looks absolutely gorgeous. I would recommend going for sure. I haven't been, but I am definitely going to. This has got to be in my top 10, definitely in my top 10. This is beautiful. It looks like somewhere that I would love to go. Wow, absolutely wow. And this one should be an interesting one, because I didn't know this even existed. I haven't even heard of this, not even once. This is the Indiana Dunes National Park, Indiana. Of course, there's national parks, I believe, in every single state. I didn't know that Indiana had such a beautiful national park. Dunes is interesting because you wouldn't imagine Indiana to be sandy in any way whatsoever. Okay, here we are. Though it's not usually thought of as a nature enthusiast dream destination, it's time to move Indiana further up your vacation list. Thanks to Indiana Dunes National Park running the coast of Lake Michigan. Ah, okay, fair enough. So it runs the coast of Lake Michigan in Indiana. The dunes have over 50 miles of hiking trails through remote wetlands and sunny prairies. Ah, amazing, because it is Indiana is prairie land, of course. At the end of the day, after the hiking boots come off, take a dip in the pristine waters. That's really amazing. Obviously, Lake Michigan is absolutely beautiful. It is absolutely huge. And these dunes, you're seeing pictures of them right now. They look awesome. I love hiking. I love going for long walks, even rucking or running. This seems like a good place to go for a nice ruck, a nice run, or even just a nice calm walk with your family members, or even by yourself, just to clear your head. The scenery is absolutely beautiful, and I'm assuming as long as the weather is right, but maybe don't go in the dead of winter. Maybe a nice dip in the lake would be pretty awesome. I'm assuming you can swim in Lake Michigan, as it says here. But guys, those are 10 of the most beautiful places in the United States. I believe 10 of the most beautiful national parks, as part of my opinion. I've done my research. There are hundreds and hundreds. I could go on and on and on, and it might seem as though I'm doing all the national parks, but guys, they would not be national parks if they were not beautiful, guys. So they're probably all going to make it onto this list somehow. So thank you very much, guys, for being here and supporting me so very much. And have a look at my Instagram, Twitter, and my Patreon down in the description below. And if you really enjoy this content and you want to see more of what I think are the 10 most beautiful national parks in the United States, feel free to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And let me know down below, where do you live? Which state do you live in? Have you visited any of your national parks? And which national park do you truly believe is the most beautiful in the United States? I'll see you in the next one, guys.